Mr. Barry, are you there? Mr. Barry, are you there?
I most definitely am. How are you doing, Mike?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. OBS was deciding to wreck us a little bit, but I think I fixed it. Hope everything's okay, everybody. So just let us know if everything looks beautiful or not. Or
Well, I
sounds
do look beautiful.
Well, we know
Oh.
that. That's just a given, right?
Thank you. It is, most definitely. But is it a given that Big Five are going to win this?
Not necessarily. I mean, if we look at ESL Africa Season 1 and Season 2, it was a pretty strong showing from Big Five over damage control repeatedly. But DC are coming off winning Masters, and of course that was the Masters that didn't have Goliath or Big Five or Energy or Bravado, so you could argue slightly lesser opposition, but they looked really good doing it, so they're going to be feeling confident coming into this.
I mean, at this point, last week we saw Bravado face off against Big Five, and it was Bravado, eh? I'm not going mad.
Yes, although we do know you are a little crazy, so...
I am crazy. Not a little. There's nothing little about that crazy. But the point is that after that game last week, I mean, I was expecting a much, much closer game. And Big Five, I'm sure, were as well. I mean, like we said, we were expecting, what, third best team in SA, so to speak. I mean, they came off third in the ESL Africa Championships. And... it wasn't the kind of showing that we expected, and Train was their map.
Yeah, it ended relatively close on the scoreboard, but it wasn't really that, that close actually. It never looked like Bravado were under any real threat. So,
at one stage it was like what, 15-4, 15-5.
Yeah, something like that. It's all a bit of a blur though, because of course with
14-4.
With ESEA it is a map a week. So I recall also doing, I think, Energy Big Five, and we did what, Goliath Omnius on it as well, and I did a cast with Prof and one with SLP, and it was all on Train. So like it really is a bit of a blur in my mind. Please forgive me if I can't remember which.
It's okay, I don't hold any grudges.
You totally should, man.
Why?
I don't know, like. Anyway, moving on. This is, of course, ESEA Season 26, and it is the South African version of ESEA, in case you're joining us from somewhere across yonder sea. And it is, well, I'd say, I guess, looking at the past few seasons of CSGO action, probably damage control like the 5th best team in South Africa versus Big Five, who should be the 3rd best team, but maybe things have changed.
And, we do this whole 3rd, 5th, 4th best team in South Africa. I suppose we need to get to a point where it's just all the best teams in South Africa are playing, and on any given day, you don't actually know who's going to win.
That would be helpful if that could be true.
Yeah, well, I know that's the point I'm trying to make, is that, and we are at a stage at the moment where South African CS:GO is just trying to settle itself down, and people are trying to get themselves into more of a rhythm. That's why you start to see teams like Goliath Gaming, Big Five, popping up, and you just want those teams to stay around, not to change, not to chop and change, not to move around. We want to see teams like Aperture Gaming start to cement themselves in a solid top 5, like solid 5-player team, as well as Pulse Gaming. I think they were actually up. Well, they had a really good team when they walked out of Medal States finals there, and it just fell apart. And then they kind of sort of started to put themselves together a solid team at the Matrix Maverick Challenge, and that fell apart as well. So for now, it's a case of like, let's see how these teams can whether they can stay together, and that's going to start to show when you have regular CSGO, regular tournaments, where teams need to be held liable and responsible for the kind of gameplay that they have and the teams that they have. And you look at the teams like Bravado, Energy, Damage Control, those guys, and it's purely through the fact that they've got consistency in their team. They've managed to maintain 2 or 3 solid core players. And South African CSGO needs to get to a point where that happens.
I'd absolutely agree.
On a side note, though, Bravado's game has been cancelled. Skeleton who have forfeited. That's not their name. Skeleton something.
Skeletons again.
Those guys have forfeited their game.
I'm sure there's a story behind why there's an again behind Skeletons, but we don't know it.
I definitely don't know it.
Yeah, I think maybe they were very briefly. I mean, the core of that team left XTC, I think they were very briefly a team. Then they joined Aperture as like the Aperture second team. Then they moved away from that within like a week or something. So I guess that might be where the again comes from. Maybe they were called Skeletons when they first separated from XTC.
Just for some people, I mean, that's the old Panda Viking. Is Viking with them? Viking and Turtle. Turtle and Panda.
Turtle and Iskaboot, the man with the silliest name in CSGO.
Yeah, but I mean, he plays like just silly. He's ridiculous.
He is kind of crazy. I mean, he also, when we've seen him online, has some rather crazy internet, which I think makes it a little hard to kill him sometimes.
Yeah. I don't even know.
What did we start calling him? Do you recall? We decided to no longer call him Iskaboot and Protest, but I just can't really remember what it was.
I can't actually remember either.
I mean, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, because, I mean, let's face it, here South Africa, we've casted some incredibly, ridiculously late games. But yeah, we digress. I think let's come back to that original point where you were talking about teams with consistency and lineups sticking together. I actually think part of the reason why lineups have sometimes been so transient is also because of the huge gap in time between CSGO action in October and then something again happening in, you know, February or March. You know, that was how the calendar used to be when we had only really DGL being the big tournament, and when there wasn't DGL there was nothing. So I mean, the fact that there is ESEA happening means these teams are staying sharp, they're continuing to practice, and they're continuing to improve. And I think if we can continue to have a consistent calendar where it's sort of 10 or 11 months of the year of CSGO, it means that lineups will stay together longer because there's not this sort of 6-month off season.
Well, I can tell you something, and this will be the first place that hold on a second. Accurate. These 14 people watching will hear on your channel that Metal State are also working on something along those lines to try and consistently provide CSGO action for some sort of benefit. You know, I played I played Battlefield for almost 11 years, and the only thing we had going for us is Rage.
Yeah.
Once a year. It's almost 10, well, I mean, it was 10, 11 months, because once Rage was done, we took a break, but we still played. We still practiced because we needed to get ready for the new season. And the simple truth of it is that, you know, South African esports needs to grow. And in order for that to happen, you can't be playing for one tournament. And I'm not saying that it's DGL or VS Gaming's responsibility to provide that. By no means is that what I'm saying. But we as a community and as an esports infrastructure need to provide that kind of solid esports gaming for South Africans. And the one thing I'll say is, sorry, I've turned this into a talk show, but we're waiting for the players. But the one thing I'll say is that we are the people that are watching this channel, the people that are playing in these games are responsible for taking esports forward. The guys that take the time to sit on a Sunday and cast the games, on a Saturday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, whenever it is. The guys who individually go and stream, creating content and a platform for gamers to talk. Just today, I was speaking to a mother of one of my daughter's friends, who said that her best friend is a gamer and she didn't even know gaming was this big. And I mean, it's incredible to think or know that there are so many people out there that know about gaming but don't know about competitive gaming, and don't know that there's a platform for them to play and win money or be involved in some kind of competitive aspect in gaming.
Totally agree with you, man. So let's just rewind quickly in case anybody didn't hear. Anthrax says Metal State are working on something in its CSGO, guys. We got to be excited because we know just how good what you guys did before was. So definitely a good reason to be excited. And another good reason to be excited is the fact that the game is about to start. Looks like we will be going into the knife round. So this is, of course, Damage Control versus Big 5 Esports. This is ESEA Season 26, and you're joining Axe Streams. And, of course, the man, the legend, the phenom that is Anthrax. I won't oversell it there, but...
I won't cast... No, you never oversell it. You can't possibly. But I see zero chance. The coach is online for the Big 5 boys.
Is he a professional fist bumper, do you think?
Dude, that man is far beyond fist bumping.
Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute wealth of knowledge, and I think he's going to be instrumental in taking Big Five forward. I mean, he is a legendary
so awesome
in-game
to
leader.
see it. It really is awesome to see it. I mean, James is a farmer by day and an esports legend by night.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
that whole...
sweet. Mate.
Is this the pistol round?
That is the pistol round.
No,
and
no, it
he's-
isn't.
no,
Okay.
I was going to say, that is quite brazen there coming in from
I was just
Spartan,
looking at thinking,
as
what
he
is
got,
this?
as he got pump slapped out of Palace there. But thankfully it wasn't, and I just looked back at my screen and thought we'd missed something there.
No, okay, well, it looks like we are going against the pistol round, and geez, there's things being said in chat that
Yeah,
I don't want
just
to
picked
refer
that
to.
up. Wow,
Although I will say send nudes.
your extramural activities are something that I don't want to be involved in. Okay, so looks like it's going to be a B push here. Hellhound pushing nice and close up. I mean, he is solid in this area. Gets himself two. And Convict manages with the partnership of Spartan to take it out. But look at that. Explicit also coming to the party. And Big Five really struggling as they get onto this B bomb site. They should get the bomb down, though, as the rotations from Big Five, damage control rather, start to come in.
Yeah, Gambit really well placed here to maybe catch them off guard. They do get the bomb down, but not going to be for long because Style's going to drop the first and he drops the second as well before the defuse will come in. And I think Hellhound did a ton of damage getting that 2K, considering he had 5 people facing him. I mean, a lot of players would panic at that point, but not Hellhound. Too experienced, too good.
I mean, that's where he lives. That's his spot. B-Apps is where Hellhound sets camp and just destroys faces. And you know that the first shot coming in from Hellhound is always going to be on the noggin. And that's exactly what you want from a defending, well, from a site defender is that kind of consistent, solid performance. And every time, I mean, damage control, it is a pistol round, long way to go, but it's a good start for them.
Very good start, and only dropping 2 as well, which is going to help their money. And interesting to see they haven't gone with anything in the way of SMGs to actually farm up money yet, because they're going to be expecting that buy from Big Five thanks to the bomb plant in the 3rd round. So deciding to hedge their bets, hoping that they're not going to drop any players here. And ooh, Ensign drops the first.
Just using that FAMAS, those nice little neat taps coming in from Ensign, gets himself 2, but Convict and Custom take him out. And 2 on 4 here, and Convict with a little step and tap there onto Style, but not enough as Gambit finishes it off. Now Lights is just left alone there and finishes off the job. So 2nd time the bomb's gone down, and Big Five really playing well here. I mean, that's the aim for them. Those first 2 rounds, if they lost the pistol round, that's what they wanted to do. Get that bomb down so they can go in for that strong, aggressive 3rd round buy.
Yeah, good work from them, and that's going to make the buy stronger than it would have been otherwise. They got plenty of nades now, whereas before it would have probably been an AK and a flash in everybody's hands. Maybe even a player on a Galil just to get some utility. So that means their buy is strong. Problem for DC, I think, is because they didn't get a couple of SMGs there. The reinvestment now is all the more expensive, so their economy is actually going to be a little bit more precarious than it would have been otherwise.
It is most indeed. And here they come from Big Five. Very aggressive, making a lot of noise down that mid area there. The smoke on Cat, slowing them down. But there is that little gap that Spartan can have a look through. Have a little looky-loo, see if you can see anything as damage control. Just wait and very patiently hope for a nice slow push here from Big Five.
Got to think Spartan's in a pretty good position there. If he can find the angle, he could probably get an opening. And he's been one of the key players for them. And as I say that, the key player is dropped by Explicit.
And that's all they need to do. That's all damage control need to do. Use their utilities and get those neat individual picks that they are so, you know, renowned for getting. It's the one thing that damage control do really well is just chip away at the armor of other teams.
Yes, and Gambit nearly fluffing that one, but he escapes with his life. He's on life support on 6 HP, but that is going to be lighters off the server, and the in-game leader there for Big Five trying to make it happen while the rest of his team are bunched up here towards B. They're walking it a little bit slowly, but you can see damage control of the Inkling, and they're going to know now that the side tech's coming.
No utils for them to use as Hellhound gets himself the first and then the second.
Oh.
Nice work from him as he should finish this off and does. Little Biscuit. Flippin' hell. That was glorious. Well played, sir.
Geez, he's been looking good the last couple of months as well, and it did feel like he was a bit off the boil earlier this year. I mean, if we rewind it to ESL Africa Season 1, he really didn't look himself towards the end of that and as well as the beginning of Season 2, but started to come good towards the end and then really, really peaked at Masters, which they, of course, won the title at. And I think it's a Hellhound that's on song is going to be a big difference maker versus a team like Big Five, who've really dominated damage control in recent times.
Well, that's exactly it, isn't it? When Hellhound or not Inson, Explicit are on form, as well as, I mean, dude, he changes his name so much, it really... Gambit. APOC is Gambit. Formbit. When Gambit or Hellhound play really well, this team excels, and it's just because the entry fraggers, that's what they do. Hellhound, I mean, he's not really the entry fragger, but I mean, the guy he could probably play anything he wants to.
Yeah, his first bullet accuracy with an AK is just off the charts. He would be a great entry fragger, but I think they want him to be alive mid-round to have a bit more impact on the game, you know, clutch it out, take
he is
a couple
the clutch
of kills.
king for damage control. There is no doubt about it. And, you know, that early buy from Big Five, they really needed that. Oh, Spartan just stepping out through the smoke there. Gets himself that AK-47. Bomb has gone down. So now all of a sudden, look at Gambit getting caught off guard here as Lighters pops in over top of that quad area.
Oh, this is dangerous. And through the smoke, Convict just domes him. Unbelievable.
So right now, damage control just looking in all the wrong spots here. Spartan sticks out and makes that AK work for him, and Big Five out of nowhere finishes off the round. And I was about to say, you know, they really wanted that round to work for them as their economy is just completely shattered after that. But the P250 is working for them. Damage control still has enough money to make this work.
Yeah, that was really a nothing buy from Big Five. They didn't have armor on any of their players. Somehow winning that, and also a little bit of luck, you know, Convict getting the shot through the smoke domes one of the players there. I mean, it left Style on 18 HP, and by then
that's
it was
what you
too
need,
late.
though. That luck. Sometimes you got to try. These players are so good. They play these games so much. They know exactly what angles they need to shoot. And look at Gambit getting taken down in the smoke there.
Oh!
As Spartan just steps out and gets himself a second one.
He's starting to really light up the charts at the moment, eh?
Yeah, well, that's exactly it.
Oh!
Look at what they're going for the third one. As Spartan, again, just starting to take control of this game, grabbing it by the scruff of the neck, and eventually Ensign puts it down as Custom steps out of Palace, starts to drop the utils and make sure he's making all the noise that he can as the B-bomb starts to get pushed out.
Yeah, that was good from Custom to actually take control of the A site there, because they know where Hellhound is going to be playing. And Hellhound drops... Life is pretty low, but he's not going to get a kill. There's just too many targets, and embarrassment to riches the targets. He drops them all fairly low, but doesn't get the kill. But what I'm saying there is, with Custom taking the site there, they knew Hellhound was on B, so they move in and consolidate their position rather than try to fight Hellhound individually. Had Custom maybe lost that duel with Ensign, the bomb was actually in B apps, and that could have played totally into Hellhound's hands. But Big Five playing the game pretty slowly, pretty smartly, and very methodically at the moment.
Well, it definitely helps when you've got someone like Spartan just stepping out and one-tapping, opening up mid completely, then starting to chip away at that B-bomb site there as well. So, made the game nice and easy. Gambit just getting flipping destroyed there by Spaz. Sometimes I just want to drop the F-bomb so badly.
Oh, geez, I wanted to as well there, but not going to happen. Geez, the way Spaz just flicked his aim there as well was just crazy. Style now doing a nice and easy shot, and actually dinks Lighters as well. So his aim is on point today, but it's not going to be to any avail. Just Explicit now against 4. He's just going to be hoping to get a kill or two, maybe get himself a gun.
Right now, Big Five is starting to come back quite strong here. I mean, it is the first 5 rounds, so you would expect the game to kind of, if the game's going to shift tide at any point, it's when the second team starts to get their full buy-in. And that's exactly what happened, although it actually happened against a run of play where Big Five got a nice early bomb plants and got themselves a nice full buy in the beginning of the third round. Lost that round and then came back with P250s with some great individual work there from, was it Spartan, eh?
Yeah, Spartan just getting 3 rather easy looking. He made them look easy, but we know they weren't easy to pull off. Some headshots that just flowed. Yeah, on 66 HP, Explicit doing some damage, but they know where he is at now. He shouldn't get more, but actually does. So, doing some damage, and that is going to help their quest. I don't know if he'll be able to stay alive here.
He has spotted Convict, but doesn't check the window. Should get taken out here, and Convict just steps out and destroys the snot pump of Explicit.
Jeez, plastic surgery required after that shot. I mean, he was a beautiful man, but no more.
So, M4s now for damage control. They don't really have much in the way of utils, but enough to hold Big Five off of the bomb sites. Although at the moment, Big Five brazenly just walking through those smokes and really looking confident at this point. Look at Convict here,
Nice
boosted
angle.
up in mid and gets a spot onto Style there, but just smart enough and the know-how enough to just step back and get out of the way of danger. He did take a little bit of damage as well as Gambit. So now, damage control. Need to try and solidify this game. Slow the train that is Big Five down. Right now, smokes are nothing to them.
Spaz only has 2 kills, but his 2 kills have been big impact kills there, and that's going to tell them that there's only a hellhound on the bomb site. Style, though, finding a gap somehow in that smoke. It might have been a one-way that they threw themselves, in fact. Not
Very,
sure
very
on that
smart.
one, but finds himself the kill, and that's at least going to put damage control in the position that they feel it's winnable, despite the low HP on 2 players.
Did they know that Convict had that orb? Because they'll be pretty happy that that's out of his hands. Maybe try and collect it.
Yeah, I think he got a
some
shot off,
points.
so they would have heard it.
Right now, very slow play here. 45 seconds on the board. Big Five going to start to make that move as Spaz moves around with that bomb onto that A bomb side, and it looks like they might want to. Probably the wrong choice because most of the damage control contingency is on that A bomb site. Look at that. Lights is just sneaking up there into windows, and if I'm not mistaken, Gambit's. Yeah, they are. Gambit getting picked off, and all of a sudden, Big Five have the advantage here as they're moving onto that A bomb site.
How did he do that?
Just ridiculous. Spaz is now starting to come alive as well, and this is going to be a big problem for damage control as Big Five get that bomb down. Style is in that counter-terrorist. He's actually on post box as he tries to have a look over that smoke there. Just all they need is 1 or 2 picks. They don't have a defuse kit, so they need to work with something. I didn't see if any of the other players had a defuse kit, but right now, maybe more a case of trying to save the rifles they have, get a few picks.
Yeah, I'd say they got to give up on this. The problem for Style is his position now has been spotted by Custom. He's getting spammed through the box. It's going to be really difficult for him to live through this. And somehow
like
actually gets
Style.
away as I say that. So making me into a lie. Appreciate it there, Rion. But they do survive with 2 at least. That's not the end of the world for them. The problem though is the money on the rest of the players. When you save 2 weapons like this, it's going to tempt you into forcing around them, and yeah, sometimes it actually works to the terrorists' advantage to allow the CTs to keep the guns so that they're tempted to force and then be in an even more compromised position. Because if you take it a few rounds down the road now, if they lose this, they're in double save territory, which pretty much
Well, there we
wrecks their
go.
half.
The force up around the 2 rifles. A nice, neat little pick there from Convicts, and one of those M4s are out of the game immediately. That's not the way you want to start the round, especially when you have just 4 sports around all those rifles.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. I mean, Style was one of the guys saving the gun as well, so he's not going to be happy with that. But the timing working out perfectly off the spawn towards ramp, and this is one of those maps where you can play the spawns to actually get the kills either towards middle or ramp. Oh, there's a nice push from Ensign with nothing but a UMP. Gets himself a kill. The problem is he's under a lot of pressure now with these 2 players coming out of Palace here. He's going to go down, but there's Gambit coming in with a kill as well. 3 on 3. Plenty of time left, though.
Yeah, there is plenty of time, but the bomb should go down, and the rotation now coming in from damage control. Utils are being used to hold them back. Really well done by Big Five there. I mean, it's just exactly what you need. Give yourself that 5 extra seconds to push yourself into the spot so that you can hold this bomb site, prevent the retake. And Spartan just catching Gambit off guard. They're stepping out, and Hellhound, the man with the gun, sorts it out. Will he get himself another one? There are 2 of them. He gets himself the first. 1 more to go up against the AWP, and he gets finished off by Convict. I mean, if there was one man that was going to clutch that out for damage control, it was Hellhound, and he was just a ball hair away from doing that.
Jeez, that was so close. I thought he was destined to win that one with the way he was just landing shots there. But Convict denies him, coming good with the AWP in that round. And you got to feel though that early kill from on Style with the AWP from Convict really sort of set the tone of the round. Damage control within. Oh, there's a team knife coming in. What did he say to you explicit exactly? But yeah, that was. They were sort of chasing the round from that point, and when Ensign pushed, got the kill, it kind of put himself in a very compromised position with those 2 players coming out of Palace. And from there, after those nades went down, super difficult for damage control. Still, credit to them that it got that close, but probably shouldn't have after the start that Big Five had to that round.
Well, right now, Damage Control are starting to lose sight of this game. 5-3. We're getting to a point where they're starting to struggle with managing their economy here, as they just, I mean, not managing their economy, but rather just building an economy. As I mean, you've got Big Five here with rifles and utils for days. You know, Convict with that AWP is always going to be deadly. Just all he does is anchors that whole team down with one or two neat little picks, and then all of a sudden the tides of the game change.
Really approve of B5's approach here, being so methodical, so slow, not taking any unnecessary aim deals. The timing should work out for Spartan. Actually, somehow doesn't get the kill. There's Custom on the lurk, and he's going to take 2 for himself there on ramp.
You know, they're just wanting to use these pistols to get themselves some kills, maybe pick up a rifle or two, but not really working out for Big Five. But look at Gambit here getting himself, no, he does get himself 1 Hellhound as well, but Custom just whipping around and getting himself 3 now. So 2 left. Will Custom be able to get himself an ace? He is more than capable of doing it.
This could work
They have
out
picked
for
up
them.
2 AKs though. Look at that. Thank you. That's exactly what Damage Control wanted. Use those pistols, get some rifles, fall back, and work on those AKs. And that's all that they needed.
Yeah,
All of that coming from the pistol of Hellhound.
Yeah, and he could very easily have gotten Custom as well. It looked like he would pick up the kill, but then forced into the reload, and that was pretty much the moment they decided, let's rather just hang on to the rifles. Of course, no kits there. So not too bad for Damage Control. It's going to be 6-3 at the moment, and if we have a look at that scoreboard, Spartan really coming good for his team, finding some real crucial entries.
Ooh,
double AWP, actually.
Do-wop.
Do-wop.
So, style and explicit. I mean, works well for the counter-terrorist side. Nice long angles to hold, probably B apps, and then one in on A there, covering through window. As I say, that style steps into window, and explicit down to B apps. And they just need to slow this game, start to set the pace for themselves, and get that first pick from Big Five. Because right now, Big Five are always getting that. Oh, spots out to Spaz, and down he goes, and the bomb as well. Don't know if he spotted that.
Oh no, it looks like we might have lost the player due to a DC or something. As in a timeout. I don't mean a DC player, because that could have been a bit of a confusing statement. So it's actually 5-on-3, and unfortunately for Big Five, that's not going to help their cause in this round. But Damage Control will be taking that little bit of providence, I guess.
Right now, they have collected the bomb, started to make their way. Doesn't look like they're actually making their way back to that A-bomb site. Damage Control just going to sit here as the other player has rejoined us in the process. And maybe a little fortuitous for them. Style getting spotted out by Spartan, and you almost feel like any other player on the server, and Style may have come off a little bit luckier than that engagement, but Hellhound holding this angle, got the know-how, and Spartan is avenged. And this is it's just craziness all over the place. Light is picking up that AWP and putting it down. He does know that explicit's there, and he'll just drop the bomb down, no problems.
That's actually a very clever plant. A lot of players would have tried to bait that, but he doesn't. Gets the plant before he's put down, so at least they get that cash injection. Of course, they've got a fair bit of money in the bank, but I do feel sometimes with Hellhound, with how effective he is sometimes, I almost wish he played the A site, just because on a map like Mirage, A site is really where the enemy is going probably a good 60% of the time, if not more.
Well, at this point, you've got 4 on the board. You've now got the 2 orbs. You need to start to maybe consider trying to get into that bank balance of Big Five if you want to finish this round off. You want to they will want to finish this 9-6. That's the mentality of every CS:GO team, and I can guarantee you that Big Five want to finish this 11-4. So right now, this is a really interesting position that both teams are sitting at. 6-4, it's still pretty even at this point. Anybody's game, but the next couple of rounds are going to be crucial.
Surgical from Gambit, and there's Ensign with the support on his teammate. And that's going to really dent Big Five's attempt at winning this round.
Well, yeah, Spartan, the main man that counts for Big Five at this point, has been taken out. So the rotation from the bomb is onto that B-bomb site, and Convict just making all kinds of noise here, trying to get through, sneaking through the smoke with that AWP. Playing a nice, slow, patient game here.
Yeah, taking the responsibility on himself as well to find those opening kills to maybe get themselves back into the round. He's still got plenty of time to work with, so it just depends on how the timing of the movements of damage control's players actually work out for him. Because if somebody steps and he finds himself a kill, this could work. Problem is he is surrounded, so there's death lurking around every corner here for Convict. Things have to work out perfectly for him, and they're not gonna.
No, they aren't. Ensign just stepping out at the most perfect of timing. And there again, Explicit just missing that shot as he spots one of the Big Five players through the window there. They now know they need to move, and Hellhound is just waiting, gets the kill and drops the bomb. And now it's no one but Spaz there, and is he going to go for the kill? No, he isn't, as Hellhound finishes it off. Damage control nice and neat there. All 5 players staying alive, and they take their 5th round.
Yeah, pretty easy for damage control, and that at least helps their economy out here, because they really have been under the cosh from an economic point of view. It's been a pretty empty piggy bank so far, and that's going to help them out. Big Five choosing to go with a pistol buyer rather than fully investing. They probably could have, but they would have been a bit light on the nade, so deciding to maybe potentially give away the round. Although that being said, the real moment that turned this half was that really non-buy. They didn't even have armor, and they somehow won.
So you're now in a situation, like I said, where Big Five have now had their finances chipped into. They have invested in all these deagles, but I mean, you've got to make them work for you now. You've got to make something happen. Spaz is already down. They're doing a nice aggressive push onto the site here. So again, their number one goal here is to get that bomb down. Lights is stepping out and catching Ensign off guard and managing to pick himself up that M4. Will he be able to make something work with it, as these 2 players, Explicit and Style, probably come around that corner unexpectedly?
Yeah, he needs to do some damage, and he does do some damage. Gets the first kill. If he can get this one, and as I say that, if he can get this one, the round is doable, and it is. Look at the HP of the DC players. Again, armor on only one of these players. Look at that headshot. Spartan.
Just ridiculous work there coming in from Spartan. Gambit needs to make something happen here. It's just himself up against Lighters with that AWP. You almost feel like he shouldn't have taken the AWP, but I mean, he's got to push through the smoke and no scopes in
Damage
there.
control got it.
Did he get it?
He got it. Unbelievable.
What? Pros never fake.
They do, of course, but he had no time there. He knew he had to stick it, and he did hang on to it. I think for Lighters, he probably thought initially it was a fake, then realized, oh no, I've got to get the jet shoes on and run through the smoke, and it was just too late. I mean, it was probably like 0.01 seconds. But
enough for damage control to take that, even up the rounds. It's 6-6. It's as close as all can be here. But nice buy here as well for Big Five. So they're gonna play this. Watch them start to slow this game down again, like they did earlier. Start to look for those methodical picks. Let's just hope that damage control haven't lost their composure either, and don't start to get all ballsy here.
Damage control have almost had a bit of a mental block against Big Five. They seem to struggle to beat them. And I think for them, rounds like that, where Big Five are nothing but pistols and somehow win it, or almost win it in that case, it really doesn't help the psyche.
No, well, I mean, that wouldn't help anybody. I mean, the simple fact is that's why we had that whole Bravado energy back and forward Tare earlier in the CSGO lifespan. Because there's always been that mental block between the pro teams. Look at this, nice step here from Lighters. Just who was that? Style missing out on that little shot there, and just unfortunate as that A bomb site completely opens up.
2 players here towards ramp. I was going to say that could be a factor, but Ensign going to be erased. Gambit still in a position to maybe cut off the bomb, but he gets the kill there, and it's going to be traded, so not actually a factor. I thought if he'd maybe stayed deep ramp and waited for the rotation to come through, he could have stopped them. Oh, jeez.
That's what you need. That's what you need. Just the little step and tap. And now the boys need to hold it tight. Just be patient. They've got the... No, they don't have the bomb, sorry. I thought they actually managed to spot out the bomb there. But Big Five looking. They've got time. No, they don't. They're down to 9 seconds, so that bomb needs to get planted.
Oh,
and Hellhound stops the bomb plant. Well played, sir. Well played.
He needs the kill. If he can get this kill... Oh, I was just going to say...
No!
Oh,
why?
1 second earlier, and that would have been the round for Big Five, but... Whew, the degrees of separation between winning and losing these last couple of rounds is just absolutely minimal. You mentioned ball hairs earlier. Well, molecules
so
on ball hairs.
Yeah. There is a measurement. There is a measurement. I'm actually going to paste it to you. in TeamSpeak.
Please do.
You carry on talking.
Please do. So 7-6 now, damage control versus Big Five, and Big Five were looking really good in this game for a potentially big half win, but damage control doing the work to come back into it and make it really competitive. They'll be looking for the 9-6, but both economies are under a lot of pressure, and Convict gets himself a double kill. Perfect spray control there. Great work from the veteran player, and that's not going to help damage control's quest for winning this half. You'd almost think Big Five should be able to bring this to 7-all, and that's going to leave damage control in a very bad money situation should they get this half win. And oh, Lighters just, he's been so good in this game, especially with his lurks and some of his little pushes through smokes and things. It's worked out really well for him. There he goes for a more straight up battle.
He actually has been really good. I mean, he's just quietly chipping away there. He's actually the second highest fragger for Big Five, and the actual third highest on the actual server at the moment. Hellhound literally manhandles his team by carrying them forward. And I mean, this is a 1v3. He needs to ace get this and doesn't.
Nope, not gonna happen. 7-all.
So that's the second smallest unit of measurement, Mike, that I shared with you in TeamSpeak. So we're 7-7. That means this is the this is actually the final round before the half, and damage control reduced to some mag 7s and some deagles. So I always love it when teams manage to win with on rounds with these kinds of weapons. You know, you just hear that mag 7 ringing true through the smoke and those close angles. One little step with the deagle and things change. Look at that perfectly timed molly into window there, preventing Style from stepping out and getting his shots off.
Big Five did amazing things with pistols, so let's see if DC can do similarly interesting things. Spartan, though, ever-present danger on this T side, and I think he's been absolutely crucial to how well they've done here. Just depends on the timing here. Is he going to back into... Oh, just
doesn't know
completely
where he
panicked.
is!
Oh.
Gambits with that FAMAS doing some big work for damage control there, and all of a sudden the round rather starts to look in favor of damage control. But the fat lady has not started singing just yet. They've got 1 minute left on the clock. That bomb is making its rotation out all the way around to through spawn back to A, and damage control just unsure of what's happening at this point.
Well, as Voodoo would always say about guns singing the songs of their people, I think this mag 7 might just do that. Let's see. I want to see a kill. I want to see a mag 7.
This is all you need. I mean, as we say that, nothing happens. Ensign blinded by the light, and Custom steps out and executes him gloriously. And look at this, no scope. Was that a no scope from Spaz?
It might have been. I didn't actually see through his viewpoint there, but they will get the bomb plant. 2 players low though, so this Deagle could maybe do some work. The problem is they don't have a kit.
They don't have a kit, and they right now. Oh, spots him out there. So all the info they need right now, and Convict just stepping out with that AK and finishing off the job. He finishes the round off with 3. The Big Five finished the round with the half with 8, and damage control now need to reset themselves for this pistol round and see what they can do.
Jeez, it feels like some of Convict's kills have been really high impact on actually winning rounds. And
I mean, they have. He did disconnect. I mean, so it's not really you didn't see earlier, but before that, I think he only had 2 kills up until the 14th round. But he had a couple kills earlier on in the game, and he is, as always, that impactful player. He's the one that gets those really important kills. Steps out with the P250 through smoke, gets that headshot onto Ensign, and manages to pick himself up a rifle, and then open up the A bomb site. Then Spaz comes along and just destroys everyone.
Yeah, he's an incredibly versatile player. I mean, a lot of players who are as good with an AWP as he is aren't really much good with a rifle, but he is one of those rare players who actually is able to have big impact with the AK as well as the AWP. And I think that adds a lot to the versatility of the team overall. And of course, he's got all the experience in the world as well, been in multiple lineups that have done a lot of good work in multiple competitions in South African CSGO over the years. So I think he's a crucial player to their efforts overall.
So, what do you think's going to happen? Do you think damage control has what it takes to finish off this T round? This T half, rather?
I think they do. I do feel they would have wanted a few more rounds going into their T side to feel a little bit more comfortable about this, because the problem for them here is, you know, the style of team that Big Five are, they tend not to give you a lot to work with. They don't tend to make huge mistakes. You know, they're not overly aggressive on CT side, so much like DC, although DC are quite a bit more passive even than that. So, I mean, against teams that are very aggressive, you can sometimes catch them off on their CT side, but guys like Big Five aren't usually going to give you those kinds of opportunities. So it really is on your executes working, on you having the right reads, and of course finding those opening kills. So Big Five, I think just the style of play that they have, the safeness of their style of play, make them a very difficult opponent to find opening kills against.
Well, that's the problem, is that Big Five were getting those opening kills over damage control, and you kind of almost went into a scenario of like 80% in favor of Big Five once they got that first kill.
Yeah, and it seemed like if Spartan got the first kill, the round was pretty much done almost.
So we're waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting. One of the players
is gone. So
getting his pizza at the door, you know, something like that. Or the old excuse when you're playing a DGL game, there's somebody at the door, guys.
I need a poo.
There's also that one, but you know, we don't usually talk about that on cast.
Oh, really? Oh, my bad. No, really, I do need a poo.
Oh, okay, well.
No,
danger, Will Robinson. Pulling out the references for the old people.
Yeah, I don't think there are many people that are watching the stream that'll get that one.
No, not at all. I mean, that's really for our generation, not anybody literally 15 years younger than us.
That's so sad.
I know it is. Hey? I mean, like, literally, we're the elder statesmen of South African CSGO. It's a sobering thought, Barry.
I'm waiting for someone to call me like Dad or Uncle Dad, Granddad or Granddad.
Well, you are a lot of people's esports dad. We know that to be true.
Am I?
Yeah.
Nobody's called me Dad.
It's coming. Run more successful medal state events, and people are going to be like, yeah, the spiritual father of South African esports. Uncle Daddy Barry.
Uncle Dad Bad.
Oh, this is going a little south.
Can't handle this. Bad dads. So do we actually know what's going on? Do we have to carry on chatting while we wait for Convict? Oh, there we go. As I start to tilt, Custom decides he'll grace us with his presence.
What a guy. Saving us in our hour of need. I mean, literally we were going to go back to bad new metal, and he saved us from that. Thank you, Custom. Yes,
bad new metal. Sounds like a genre.
It really was a whole era of music in the early 2000s, I think.
New metal.
Yes. The era that fashion style forgot and music forgot in general.
Well, they were trying to get. Do we have like two... Salty, really? You and your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend? Could you guys maybe get a private room?
Kayla is a very masculine name, of course.
Wait, are they two girls?
I think they might be. We don't judge.
I don't listen. This is the 21st century. I can't be going and saying that that's not a boy's name.
This is true.
Not that it's not a girl's name. I don't want to offend any ladies either. Sweet mother of mercy. The game is live.
Oh, mercifully.
And if damage control win this pistol round, we could be in for a big, long night.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close one either way you slice it. And this pistol round is going to have a big bearing on the game overall. And of course, we are quite late in the season. Playoffs aren't that far away, actually. I think there's about 11, 12 games down already. So definitely going to make a big difference to who these teams face in those playoffs. They should make it, but Energy and Bravado lurking there. I guess you decide who you want.
Dinkaroony onto Convict and the Kobe. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Good luck. So, bombs should go down. Damage control have taken the A-bomb site quite neatly here. And they start to get the... Oh, Hellhound just stepping out. And with that first tap onto the snot pump. And now, it's all up to Big Five in their retake here. They have -5 utils and no defuse kit. Damage control, on the other hand, have a flash and no more style.
Style is gone, but there are still 4 teammates. Make that 3 teammates. Spartan just continuing his good form from the first half. They could get this, but they don't have a kit.
They could get this, and all they need is for someone, Hellhound, to keep making a noise here, and he is. Down to nothing. 40 health, and he gets finished off by Spaz. Is there enough time? There is.
He
they
picked up a
kit.
kit.
Bastardo. Make us look silly. They knew exactly where the defuse kit was.
Jeez, well, our aged hearts definitely can't take this kind of thing. How many times in this game has it already come down to such close degrees separating these two teams? I thought that was Damage Control's round for all money. But,
I did too.
Kit was lying on the ground. Didn't spot it earlier on. Need new glasses.
I think it's quite cruel that you and Kayla have been offended, but you don't tell me whether she's a girl or not. Apparently, the Bravado game is not cancelled.
Oh, good. So we might actually be casting another game.
Yes. As we say that, Spartan gets himself twofer, and Damage Control now looking down the proverbial barrel of the gun here as Big Five really starts to kick themselves into overdrive and just getting that perfect little shot as Spartan finishes the round off with a fourfer.
Making it look easy, and of course Damage
But
Control.
who got the fifth?
I wonder. I didn't actually spot out who that was. Let's have a look at the scoreboard quickly while we're talking about players getting lots of kills. Spartan on 19. It says custom 1, but that's of course because he left the server. Sometimes with the ESEA client it'll reset your score, so I'm sure he's probably somewhere around the 8, 9, 10 somewhere mark. Hellhound though on the other side doing big work. 20 kills. Can you say carry?
Can you say Spina Bifida?
No. I'm not even going to try it.
Okay.
Spina Bifida.
There we go.
Aha! Wordsmith, I am too. You thought you were alone in that respect in South African CSGO, but there is another.
Wordsmith, no one can do this. So we got Damage Control with AK-47s here. Convict getting caught off guard there, and eventually Hellhound finishing it off. So they have the numerical advantage now, and that's a little bit of aggression, not really paying off. Big Five. Convict unable to capitalize on that. That was a beautiful flash, and Spartan just as we would expect. And look at that, Lighters with that FAMAS. And what I thought was a numerical advantage for Damage Control has now been swung in the opposite direction.
Yeah, going to be tough for them. They do still have the weapon advantage with the AKs, but they don't have the advantage in terms of numbers, and it's not going to help with that kill coming in. But they're through the smoke. Style gets Lighters as well. Brings it to a 2-on-2. Spaz, though, drops the bomb.
2-on-2. Spaz has no bomb. Has the bomb again. Look at this. Just beautiful there. That crossfire. Both players holding that angle, waiting for Style to come running, and now they're back down to pistols.
I think the issue there for Style as well is he may have thought there was another player in A, so you could see he was worried about being peeked through connector or through sniper window there. So that's
go to where you know where the player is, I suppose.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, exactly.
Gives you more of a chance.
He knew where Spaz was because of the kill, but he was more worried that there was somebody sneaking up on him. So actually walks into the trap there, because even if Spaz didn't get that kill, the other player was on hand to trade. Unfortunate for Damage Control, and things could spiral from here. They do need a bomb plant, they really do, because I think without an AWP in Styles' hands as well, it's a little bit of a hard ask to come back into the game with a scoreline like this. And it's not insurmountable, but on a map like Mirage, it really can spiral on the T side.
Well, smart play here from Big Five. They know exactly what's happening with regards to the economy of Damage Control, buying themselves some MP9s, but not really doing anything with that. As I say, that Convict gets himself a kill bastard. And, you know, it's just a neat little play here from Big Five as they go into the... They're just going into this everything blazing. They're 12-7. They have all the rifles and they're still choosing to keep those MP9s.
Yeah, they've got the economy to work with as well. Like if they want to keep it and it actually backfires, they've got enough money to still buy, so it's not the end of the world for them. And this is a crucial round for Damage Control. If they lose this round, the game might be gone, realistically. And you can see MP9 on Spartan actually going on the fishing expedition. Meanwhile, the action's actually on A, and what a shot!
Incredible shots as they push out onto that A bomb site. I mean, right now they're all over the place, our Damage Control. Those utils from Big Five coming in, just doing what they need to do. And, I mean, look at that. The use of those utils. Style down to 48, Explicit down to 76. The bomb has gone down, so now it's up to Big Five now with the retake. MP9 is not really going to help them. Spartan getting caught off guard there, and one of those AK fighters there with a nice, neat little tap.
Called firebox for a reason, and that's the reason the fire flies in and he dies. 2 on 4.
A nice little retake here. Convict getting spotted out through the smoke. Gambit working. The spray down coming in. Ensign moves in and gets flashed out. And Custom gets the neat spray down through the smoke. And he will get the defuse as well. What a little glory hog.
Jeez, does an insane amount of work. And we saw quite a lot of getting shot through smoke there. These players knowing those angles so well.
I mean, he was just showing off as well. He had lighters on his back. Piggyback right onto retake.
Damage control really facing a loss here now. I mean, it's... I said in that last round it was crucial that they win it. If that was crucial, this is doubly so. At least they got the bomb plant, so they're able to bring out the AKs. There's loss bonus coming into it as well. But yeah, running out of rounds. Apparently, yeah, Sonic was replaced by Casey. Good to know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's anyone that's going to replace her, it's Sonic.
Sonic, yes.
You love it, feels so good.
Of course, talking about Sonic, there is an interview with him I'm putting up on the channel tomorrow at 8 AM. Look out for that. And look out for Lighters here, trying to find himself a kill. Somehow, nobody dies there just yet before Hellhound comes in with a headshot. Style in a good position here to catch the rotation. Takes Spaz down. This is a DC round for all money. But then there's Spartan coming in.
Spartan is incredible. I mean, it is. They came onto that site so aggressively, but right now Spartan has huge work to do. He's all the way down to nothing. As Custom holds out in window, steps out, just trying to hold Style back here as that bomb is down, and yeah, so it's the round.
Yeah, I like that from Damage Control. They were far more decisive in pushing onto the site. They were a lot quicker about it as well. They looked hesitant in the previous rounds, and it seemed to cost them because Big Five do rotate really quickly. So they're executing onto the site pretty quickly, having a player also ready to catch the rotators. Worked out perfectly for Damage Control, and they're still very much in this. I'm really glad to say.
So, we have calls of 16-13 in favor of Big Five. No one's really backing Damage Control right now, and the big aggressive push out here onto the bomb site. The Spartan with that MP9 just doing next to nothing. That grenade going through the smoke there and dropping Custom all the way down to 67. Convict down to 67.
That's a Kobe.
And there are so many utils being used here as... Oh!
The timing.
Big Five! Look at this! Bomb is down. They're running out of utils. They have what they need. Instant just catching Custom off guard there as he steps out. But the retake has to come now from Big Five as they look wildly across the bomb sites. They're unsure of where the Damage Control players are. There's only 2 of them. There are no ones at the back here. Instant spots out... Spaz spots out Instant rather, and that's not enough from Style as they move around and just finish it off.
I think they don't have this. They don't have it.
Oh, that is then it is more than enough from Style. Thank you, sir. Was not keeping. There was so much happening on the bomb side. I was actually not listening to what was happening with the actual bomb itself. Money.
I almost, I'm a little bit surprised by that, really. It was a 4 and 2, and I thought after they smoked out Style, you had no chance to have an impact there. But when they were fighting with Ensign in CT, it just seemed like the players were all watching him, and that allowed Style to push out of Palace there and get the first kill. And only a single rifle to work with. Yeah, this is Damage Control's opportunity. Although, so that being said, pistols versus rifles on Big Five, they somehow seem to make this work time and time again.
They do, but Damage Control nice and slow here. They've got the utils. They want to make it work. They're starting to prefer this A-bomb site. It's only a matter of time maybe before Big Five pick up onto this.
It seems to have the sense there's somebody close by. Gets the first kill and not able to get the second. The pistols again doing work here.
They are doing work here as Damage Control are left with one singular player, Instant, and not enough as they take the 14th round. I mean, what is this? What are rifles, dude? Why even bother?
I'd actually agree with you there. I think Big Five should just play pistols and one rifle from now on forever. It seems to work for them. Of course, that's just a crazy suggestion, but in this game, I mean, what has it been? Is that 3 rounds, 4 rounds that they've won with nothing but pistols?
It is 4 rounds. I mean, right now, it's don't even know how do you. I mean, we've got a complete role reversal here, as damage control now going with 1 rifle and and 4 pistols.
Yeah, their backs are against the wall at 14-9. Big Five on the cusp of taking this. Damage control need to make it work. At least they've got some utility to work with, but it's not going to help getting dropped low that early. Spotted in trouble, but he should get away.
Got sprayed down through the wooden window in the apps there, Instant, all the way down to 12.
Spartan with the casual clearing the way behind him as he scampers away, just turns around and drops Hellhound.
He's been actually quite quiet the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, I got to say, damage control not very effective on the Force Buy at all. Like I find the fact that they play this relatively slow default style doesn't work with pistols. With pistols, you want to be aggressive, you want to find fights, and you want to find close range encounters, and that's what Big Five do really well. They get very aggressive with pistols, and the damage control, the fact that they stay within the same style of play, pistol or not, you know, whether they're on a full buy or not, I think it just doesn't suit the strength of the weapon, and that might be why they're taking so much pain in these Force Buy rounds.
30 seconds and they start to walk out. This is the meat grinder here coming in from Spaz and Custom. As damage control try and push out onto the bomb site with 4 pistols, but just not enough. As Big Five now going to the penultimate round of the game.
Yeah, that's map and match point there for Big Five. Of course, this is a best of 1. So they've got 6 rounds in hand here that they can afford to lose. But again, against the Force Buy, unless it's a really good execute out of damage control, I struggle to see them getting this. But hopefully they prove me wrong. Commentator's curse probably means they'll get wrecked, yeah.
Thanks for that, Mike.
We don't know the power that we have as commentators, apparently.
Well, we're moving in onto this A-bomb site. And hoping to use that close range of the pistols there. Spartan almost catching out Gambit there through the smoke. We're getting flash, but the use of this utils from Big Five is just taking damage control to a place that they don't want to be. Lights is getting himself the first one. That bomb still isn't gone down. Spartan pushing up over the top here, just having a look, can't see anything. And he gets picked out by Instant, and these pistols are starting to work now for damage control. And as I say that, Custom decides to take 2 of the damage control players out of the game. The bomb still isn't down. 1 minute on the board, and it's all up to Style.
Yeah, Style very worried that there might be somebody CT as well, hence why he's not actually planting. He's hoping somebody's going to aggressive, give him a pick, and then he can go for the plant. I think he might have overthought this a little bit. Lacking in information a little bit too, I think. So that might be why he didn't go for the plant. But making life hard for himself. Of course, if he clutches this, then completely disregard my statement there. But it is on Style to make it happen.
He's playing the safe game, you know. He's creating a little bit of confusion there for the 2 players from Big Five. They're unsure of where he is now. NVM.
NVM indeed. Custom with a beautiful headshot there. Destroys his face. And so, are we actually doing the Bravado game?
Well, they
said
the game is on, so apparently we should be. They said they're still playing Skeletons again, so that's going to be a good one then.
Oh, I think we're going to have to go straight to that actually then. Let's get on the server then. So that was damage control versus Big Five. It was pretty close in that first half, but the second half, Big Five really showing some quality there.
Yes. Do you want to show me the money, what the IP address is?
Indeed, I shall send that over to you. Apologies, guys, if the screen appears stuck. It is really stuck because I've alt tabbed so that I can get the IP address for the next game. So don't worry, it hasn't broken. Promise.
We'll be back.
Indeed. I think the next game might have even started already. 7 minutes past 7. These guys are on time. You never know. And in we go.
Well, Sonic's only just loaded in, so.
Okay, so should we take a couple minutes break quickly and then go with it?
Are they playing Inferno or is it Mirage?
That is a good question, actually. I kind of hope it's Inferno, but
yeah,
that'd be nice. So Bravado versus Skeletons again is the next game. We actually thought it was cancelled because the Bravado guys told us it was cancelled, but.
Yeah, there are only 8 players on the server, so we can take a quick little break and come straight back into the game.
Cool, guys. So I'm going to leave it on the server and let the guys continue to shoot each other. We're just going to quickly take a bathroom break. maybe I'll play some music just so you know that we are coming back. We'll be
Yes,
back
we
in
are.
a minute.
Cheers, guys.
I think we're back.
We are back.
Oh no, my system's playing music. Shut up. Sorry for that, guys. We'll get back into the game in a second. Don't worry, it's not broken. Well, it might be broken. I blame ASUS South Africa for the terrible computer I have. It's their fault.
Are you kidding me?
I'm totally kidding you. They make the best stuff. We both know that. It's more the software. I blame OBS.
OBS.
It doesn't like alt-tabbing at all, so tends to
Is
make
it?
the stream hitch for a second. So it looks like we're actually live. This is Bravado Gaming versus Skeletons again. If you're just joining us, we just saw Damage Control take a bit of a beating in the second half versus Big Five. Their nemesis this year. Nemesi? I don't know what it is, but anyway. A new team, Skeletons again, playing against the old masters, Bravado Gaming here in ESEA Open Season 26, and it is the knife round.
Well, Panda and Turtle look good. I mean, Ace Capud was here. I don't know if he's changed his name, Taylor or Dweezil.
I don't think he's here.
No, he was here just earlier. He was literally. I was looking at him.
Oh, really?
His
Okay.
name,
Well,
yeah.
I think Defrost is their sub, so it might be that he's having connectivity issues. As we were saying a little earlier, Eastkaboot does often have internet issues. We saw that throughout Season 2 of VSL Africa, so let's hope that he might be back. Beating that router with a stick, with a hammer, whatever required to make it work. And let's hope Skeletons again can make it work here on Inferno versus Bravado Gaming. And it is quite a mountain to climb for them. Sonic, one of the very best, taking the battle here towards Banana.
So they move in onto this B bomb site to SK, and I mean, right now it's still fresh days. It's still young play. These guys are hopeful, and this is the kind of team that they want to test their metal up against. They want to see how they do, and you need a couple good wins, good round wins against a team like Bravado, and then you start to pick up a bit of momentum, and then you get shot on.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody's under any illusions that Skeletons again should be able to win this, but if they can put in a good showing, it's going to be great for their confidence. And there's the early kill there for Turtles. The trade's coming in, though, and it's favoring Skeletons again.
Well, I mean, if it's the two players that left XTC to start their own team that opened this round up for them, they get the bomb down, and that's exactly what they wanted to happen here. So we don't have a JT, as TC is playing for them. I think TC's getting more gameplay than all the Bravado players at this point.
It seems like it, and somehow Sonic's fighting Taylor there with a nice cheeky boost over the smoke. Works out
He still
beautifully
goes for the second one, though. Just carries on going. And Panda getting himself a second one. But Sonic finishes it off now, all up to Dweezil. And Turtles, and they take the first pistol round.
Yeah, I'm having kind of a strange issue on my side where some players have weapon models and some don't. That's kind of weird.
I don't have that problem. I don't think it's OBS.
No, definitely not OBS. Apologies for that, guys. If we get a moment, maybe I'll try to restart the game or not. But if it does bother you, I do apologize. But let's rather cover the game than miss any of the action. So you'll see the weapon model appearing and disappearing the whole time. Kind of odd. If anybody knows how to fix it, though, that would be pretty useful. Be good to know.
It'll probably be a restart, if anything. So Fady picking up the scout, going down that mid area, but taking a bit of damage from Dweezil. So good trade out for Fady. Drops Dweezil down to 30 as they push in onto this B-bomb side again, looking to favor that banana spot there as they just try and look for something as Sonic peeks out through the smoke and picks himself up a UMP. So Danger Man now has a submachine gun.
You know just how dangerous he can be there. Lots of spray coming through the smoke. PND dropped low.
Aggressive Sonic is there. I mean, just pushing that smoke and spraying down through it, no problems whatsoever for Sonic.
Jeez, he's doing a lot of damage in this round.
He is. I mean, they're all down to like 30 and 45. The only two that have actually hidden behind boxes are still alive. And as I say that, Fady execution style onto Panda. Detrony through the smoke with that 5-7. And Turtle eventually trying to even out the numbers here. But I mean, Turtles and Dweezil have not much to work with here. 6 health and 69. That bomb goes down and
doesn't
elusive. No, it doesn't. Elusive with the kill through the smoke, and Turtles getting finished off. Just ridiculous play here. It's very loose all over the place at this stage.
Got to credit Sonic with a lot of the hard work in that round. He did so much damage after getting that first kill. Picks up the UMP and just peppers two players with shots, which leave them pretty low. And also the boost from Detrony there on the flower pot over the smoke, working out really well. Nobody from Skeletons again checking in. I think they were feeling a little bit hurried. They had the time, but they didn't have the numbers. And unfortunately for them, not checking that spot and really comes back to bite them.
So, looks like they're going for the A-bomb side now. Just spreading themselves up here. I mean, it's 1-1 right now, but, you know, you're not expecting this real solid play here from Bravado. Almost like just aggressively pushing the SK Gaming guys all over the place. Like
SK,
catching them off. Well, we could go with SKA.
Let's go with SKA, I think. It'll probably be less confusing.
Just said you liked it. Spotting the toes there. Detrony getting himself Turtles. He now knows there's another one there. Sonic spraying through the smoke there. And he's down to 6. But again, just one-on-one engagements coming in from SKA.
They had a decent start winning the first round. But in this one, if they get even a kill here, I think they'd feel like that's somewhat of a victory. Because Bravado doing a lot to deny them.
Just always watching the angles. I mean, Elusive covering the top there. They got the kill. Fady getting taken out and Elusive snapping around to finish off the job. But I mean, they've just got their angles really well covered here, have Bravado.
Yeah, good work from the BVD team. And it's also refreshing to cast a bit of Inferno. I don't think we've casted Inferno for quite some time. So really good to see the action on Inferno. I assume this means next week is probably Inferno week for ESEA, so we might cover some more Inferno games next Sunday. Let's see.
Is this an early game?
I think it might be. Because this week was most definitely Mirage week, and it's definitely not...
Oh my word!
Oh, jeez, I was...
3 players. Elusive.
What, 3 fire kills? He didn't actually kill anybody with a gun.
Elusive actually did a lot of damage with that MP9. You almost feel like you got cheated out of an ace there. But I mean, that was just ridiculous. I mean, they were doing that But I mean, well planned from Bravado as well. They knew that it was a pistol round. They took a gamble on the fact that they'll probably rush up Banana, dropped 2 mollies, and sprayed with an MP9, and it really did pay off for them. And more importantly, Skeletons again now have AKs and some utils to work with.
Ooh, Sonic almost getting caught there. Drops to 7 HP.
He has like 8, like a cat. A ginger cat. Cliff.
He rather
Garfield.
is. Just lives forever, but nobody going to live forever there in that particular corner of the map. Defrost now pushing through after those kills were gained, and this means the B bomb side is under a little bit of pressure, but not able to push it immediately. They get through the smoke and take TC down. I actually thought they might delay their push a bit. Defrost doing good work, and it feels like it should be SKA's round. Can't really count Detrony and Fady out.
Detrony is dead though. No, that's another skull. Sorry, my map goes over the top player, so I can't ever see if he's alive or not.
I got somewhat of the off-ball. That should be through the smoke.
Gets the ace. No, he doesn't.
No.
Got himself 3 kills.
It's a 3K. On my side, I've got where the money display covers the number 1 player on the left, that's Detrony. Kind of covers a lot of his utility and armor and that sort of thing. So who knows? He could be running out there naked. I can't tell.
So they've gone for the AWP in the hands of Detrony. He's probably going to solo hold that B-bomb site. Who's going there with him? Sonic. Probably just to throw some utils down, cover that B-bomb site push. But nice use of the utils there. Turtles and Defrost getting a bit off the top. A little boost over the top there. Nice! As Turtles gets taken down by Detrony. So good like combo play there from Detrony and Sonic.
Yeah, it could have been dangerous because you could see they were trying for it very early round, because depending on where the T's are, they can potentially catch you on that angle. Failed it on the first attempt, but still enough time to get up there and still get the kill. So great work out of them, and great work from Fady there, denying Taylor any map control towards Boiler.
So right now, 3 versus 5. Nice, neat round from Bravado at this point. Like you said, and the problem for SKA is that this is a reset after this. You know, as they start to build up a bit of momentum, they win the round, but this is going to put them on the back foot, especially after buying all these AKs.
Yeah, difficult situation for them. It's not insurmountable in this round. If they can find a kill or two, I mean, P&D there. Oh, when he does, he actually finds it. This is going to give them a shred of hope. Fady is there to tonight with the mollies. That's going to slow down the player in F. The other 2 coming here through the ducky area. Going to be under a lot of pressure any second because the Bravado rotation is coming in.
Beautiful work then from Panda, just getting that kill onto Elusive. So opening up bomb side for SKA, but Sonic has now rotated around and just spraying down through the boxes, getting himself to TC's left on that side. Will he be able to finish it off? And he does. Bravado take the 4th round. I mean, just neat executed play there from Bravado, but Panda really doing some great work there onto Elusive, and Dweezil following up, almost making it, taking something out of nothing there for SKA.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the weapon models back for some of these players, but it doesn't seem to be playing ball at all. Sorry guys, so if you don't know, it's this horrible computer Asus supplied me. Oh, jeez, I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying that. It's definitely not them. It's totally CS freaking out. We used to have this in ESL Africa sometimes, where one player on the server feed would have no weapon models. No idea why.
I think it's a Counter-Strike bug, to be honest. And look at that. Look at that. Bravado just so aggressive down Banana there, catching Defrost off guard, getting the kill. And now Panda just rotating. Is he going to push into Mexico here? Oh, Mexican.
Or VC, depending on if you believe you're in the Vietnam War or not. And geez, he's going to have some PTSD after that one, is Panda.
Elusive just repaying the favor from the previous round onto Panda as he just sticks the MP9 into the snot pump. And look at this, long range engagement with that CZ, but not really enough to make it happen. And Fady just pushes in with that UMP and finishes it off. It's just crazy all over the place right now. This game is very, very loose.
Yeah,
crazy.
BDD just pushing forward, wanting those kills, and feeling real confident.
In what lifetime?
Yeah, I didn't see SKA winning that round at all, unfortunately for them. So Let's see. Hopefully the teams take a tactical pause or something so I can restart CS and hopefully fix the invisible weapon models in some of the players.
I'm the invisible man.
Well, for Skeletons again, Taylor's the invisible man at the moment. Got 1 kill. He really needs to show up here. So
Surely he'd have more kills if he was invisible.
One would think so, yes.
Oh. Oof.
I think a large part of the problem for SKA has been how little apps control and banana control they've really been getting. And as I say that, they do get apps control, and that's going to make a huge difference this round for them. Gets 3 kills, in fact. Goers calling in the invisible man. He gets the double kill. And that's going to make the round possible. They shouldn't be trying to fight TC, though. They've got A site pretty much for free now.
They do, and Sonic is rotating wildly out there to get onto the bomb sites as those SKA players get the bomb down. And now TC and Sonic, what is the plan here? Is it just to look for kills? No, they're going to go for it, obviously.
They're going to try, but Sonic in a 1v4, he's a really, really good player, but I do doubt a little bit here. Should get traded off, and he does by PND. So that's around for SKA. And they're going to be feeling good about that. And I was just mentioning how Taylor hadn't gotten any kills, and the lack of control towards Apps and Banana. There they get the kills early on. With Bravado, I think, being a little too aggressive, a little too forward there. And I mean, on this map, the new iteration on the map, it's a lot harder for CTs to get aggressive in Apps because of how thin the walls are. It's very easy to wallbang them and nade them out of place. So I think there maybe Bravado getting a bit too aggressive after how easily they've won some of these rounds.
Most definitely, and now you can see that this is SKA starting to build up a bit of momentum here as they've dropped Detrony and Sonic down to 54, but that's the second time they've been caught out by that little boost.
Why peek that angle with a nade in your hand though? That just seems a little crazy. And oh, Sonic going crazy here too. Is he going to get the other? Oh, I thought he might get it.
Did Auto Director also cut away just as he took that shot for you?
Yep, pretty much. Decided to wreck us in our entirety.
I'm glad he missed, because I would have been bleak as hell if he hadn't. So look at this angle here. Detrony just moving into a more aggressive angle, and Dweezil getting caught completely off guard there. Not aware. Just too busy focused on Sonic instead of actually realizing there's another player. Detrony stepping out and trade killing after Fady gets taken out by Taylor. But again, Bravado. One back, one forward game at this moment.
Yeah, I gotta laugh at the comment here. If they get hit by too many mollies, they're going to become skeletons again. Incredibly cheesy. It feels like something I should have said, so congratulations to you.
I would expect more from Stain.
Yeah, I really would have. I mean, I know myself, I've got cheesy comments, but Stain, Wesley, you can do better. PND can't do much better, though, than with a pistol getting the kill on Fady. And again, Bravado getting super aggressive. Fighting them there, but dropping one player, not the end of the world when there's only one rifle in the hands of Skeletons again, and the numbers equalized here. Very loose game, as you said earlier.
At this point, it's all about how disciplined and methodical Bravado can be, and right now Detrony and TC just holding this B-bomb site, so rather Sonic. Dweezil stepping out with that B-ball. Sonic going for the knife, and he gets it, as you would expect from Sonic, always being that dirty bastard. And he gets the knife, but you know, there's a teammate just raging, going, "What the hell, dude?
Why did you do that?" kind of thing. So,
like, but I got it. I got the knife, and all the cash dollar that comes with it.
Reminds me of Config in. I think it was the E-League Major, actually, in one of the playoff games where in a 1v1 when they were losing, this is North, goes for the knife kill and actually gets it. And had he failed it, they would have been knocked out of the tournament. So, yeah, those are big moments when they happen. Turtle flashing himself, perfectly executed.
Well, if he's anything true by the way I play CS, I don't usually flash, but when I do,
yourself
flash myself. Oh, peeks over there, catches Sonic, gets the kill. Will he finish it off?
What?
Turtle! Little biscuit.
Jeez.
Sonic is going to kick himself.
Yeah, they should have had that. And I mean, Turtle with the inauspicious start turns it into a rather auspicious occasion overall, getting the 2 kills. And in that round, after Skeletons again pushed through the smoke there, the first player with the bomb runs through the smoke, gets dropped, and there's the bomb lying there. I kind of thought it was over, including Sonic getting the knife as well. Somehow, Turtle pulls it out of the fire, so to speak. 6-4 here, and Skeletons again still very much in the game.
I feel like you're being a little derogatory towards Sonic there.
It was majestic. Let's not lie.
Oh, they almost did it again with a little boost, but not paying off this time for Bravado, as Dweezil actually catches Fady off in mid there. And yeah, this is SKA. Not to be taken lightly, Bravado Gaming.
Yeah, I think Bravado definitely been overly aggressive at times, probably because of how easy the first few rounds felt for them. But now definitely taking a little pain from SKA. Let's see if SKA can actually take it to Bravado in this game. I mean, we don't see a ton of Inferno being played by Bravado either, so... I mean, definitely not going to say SKA should be favored in this, not by any stretch of the imagination. But the old XTC lineup was pretty good on Inferno.
It was most definitely, and I mean, you got to start to ask yourself as you watch them start to push in onto this bomb site now, SK getting themselves those 3 kills, and I mean, the bomb is down. Bravado have no money.
Yeah, I think they got to save this all, particularly. I mean, the rifle not as crucial, but again, if you look at their money, they've just got nothing, so... The problem again, as I mentioned in the previous round, is Sonic finds himself a kill there on the retreat. Should get the second water shot from Sonic.
That is exactly what Bravado needed right now. The bomb is down. It's just a pace, a matter of economical damage here for Bravado as Sonic hides in the back of church there and slowly starts to nitpick away at SKA. Well, oh, he gets himself a third one. And if I were you, SK, I would not go into church unless you want to die.
Jeez, a lot of people being slept there in the presence of Sonic. So, oh, I think we've lost a player actually. So, see if they take a pause. I hope they take a pause, then I can restart CS. No, okay, wrecked. No pause. Sorry, gun models are going to stay the way they are. Bravado Gaming now. I mean, they could be tempted to force up around the guns, but they're not going to, and I think that's the right decision. As I was mentioning on the previous map, you see so many teams get tempted by saving a weapon or two to force around it. And Bravado not going to be tempted by that. And Sonic, geez, why is this kid not a full-time AWPer, you'd almost think, with the shots he's hitting at the moment?
Wow. Just wow.
Oh,
Fady stepping out with that CZ and getting himself 2. I mean, out of nowhere, just getting himself 2 quick kills there. Elusive, unfortunately, being the brunt of Taylor's UMP, but Bravado looking pretty solid now going into this, what's that, 12th round?
Yeah, BVD again being super aggressive in apps, and again it pays off for them. 5 to 6 at the moment on the scoreline, and 4 against 2 on the server.
Just look at how Detron holds those angles. Sorry, if you wanna watch and learn how to play CS, watch how this man holds an angle. You just got to sit back and admire it. JT's actually on the server. He's traded out with TC. I don't know if you mentioned that. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, I didn't notice it, but we've got Defrost now, man alone against 4. I think he should flash himself first, because we've proven that does work, but in the absence of flashing yourself, Sonic is there to put you down instantly, tucks him in neatly, and it's all over.
Sleep tight, sweet prince. Good night. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, 7 to 5. Now, you mentioning JT, I think JT could have a big impact on this. I mean, he was their best player by a long way, in my opinion, at ESL Africa Finals, and he's been looking really on it lately. Him being back in, replacing the coach now, they've upped their firepower significantly. They haven't upped their
just for the record
quotient though, but yeah.
DC has not let Bravado Gaming down
not at all. No, he's done a great job. He's
played the most incredible games for Bravado in the last couple. Look at that aggressiveness from Sonic pushing into apps with an AWP. I mean, when last did you see that?
Getting super aggressive there, and also the spam through the wall. Just a little to the right, Sonic.
His hacks are definitely not working.
Yeah, definitely not. Refund needed. But 7 to 5 at the moment. Skeletons again on a pretty strained buy. But they can make it work if they find the right kind of fights. But, I mean, BVD at the moment with the double AWP setup, very effective on this map at times, depending on how you choose to utilize it. And going to give them some standoff ability.
Lucius spotting them out through apps there. The molly going down perfectly as Fady gets himself one, but Turtles trades out. It's a nice little shot there from Sonic as Taylor tries to jump into pit, but not enough. He spots another one in pit, and Sonic takes the second one and turns around for the third!
Jeez.
Sonic is on fire, and I by no way mean that in any sort of relation towards his hair.
Jeez, Sonic just seems to be so good on this map. I mean, look at his score. Look at his score. 23 and 5. Unbelievable.
How do you spell spina bifida? I'll tell you, SONIC.
Indeed. Jeez. I mean, the level of carry from Sonic, yeah, he's back to his best, it seems. And he was quiet at ESL Africa Finals, and that was probably part of the issue for them. But no issues at the moment for BVD. Despite the thing coming in, he literally holds the angle, and they're going to be denied.
That's exactly it. I mean, Detrony has the presence of mind to know that if anything, they're on pistols, right? They're going to get a dink over there. Cool. If they're lucky, which they do, but still holds the angle to get the kill. Because he knows as soon as the guy gets a dink on him, he's still going to step out because he's getting a little excited. I got a dink on him. Let's finish him off. Detrony holds the angle and gets the guaranteed kill. And Elusive,
what a shot.
The neat little tap over the head of Detrony. Finish off the player. Dweezil on the bomb site though. No bomb in hand. Just trying to make some damage and takes out Sonic with the nice little P250 shot to the face. And now, they all know where he is. They're going to swing around and finish this off. They should do. And do. Now, double offs for Bravado. 9-5 could be going into the half. 10-5. Skeletons again did go into that pistol that round though, saving quite hectically so they could get a full buy here for themselves into this final half round.
Wow. I'm just shaking my head looking at Sonic's score. I mean, he didn't get a kill that round, but still 23 and 6. Wow. This guy, I mean, the highlight I'd say of the ESL Africa Season 1 finals was his ace on this very map. So, oh, Dweezil there with the prediction shot through the smoke. Thinks they might be going for the boost 14. And, well, knocks the bottom of that tower out.
Sonic's down to 14, and Taylor, how is Elusive still alive?
Jeez, everybody getting wall banged. Is this Counter-Strike 1.6 or what?
Yeah, right now Bravado Gaming are looking a little bit tattered and worse for wear here as SKA make their assaults onto this map.
Also worth pointing out, Dweezil actually on the glass cannon as well, so he got the early kill, which made a huge difference here, and all that spam through the walls also dropping the BVD players really low. Taylor on 5 HP also, but SKA here choosing not to execute just yet. They're slowing things down, looking for another kill, and oh, the angle just doesn't work out. Beautiful work there from Elusive, and look at that, Detrony gets 2 kills before he's traded, 3 on 2, and they're going to be rotating back to the bomb site that actually has 2 players on it.
You could barely call it 3 on 2. It's more like 1 and a bit. Defrost getting Sonic quite cheaply there. Sonic standing in the open, unlikely. JT though getting himself 1. He's down to 13 though, so Dweezil has the AWP. He gets himself 1 as Elusive's out of the game. JT with that M4, more than capable of clutching this out for his team. He has the defuse kit. He's just making a hell of a lot of noise there, and he gets the angle and finishes it off for Bravado. I mean, what looked like a round that was going to go to the way of SKA turned out to be a nice finish off from JT.
That was quite a round. Lots of excitement going on there. And 10-5 Bravado going to be feeling pretty good about. Considering the start that SKA had, though, they would have probably wanted a little bit more. But on this map, I mean, internationally, it's a map that actually can go quite close on half, and sometimes actually goes towards the T side. I don't think South African teams really favour it that much, so it tends to be more CT favoured. But I think 10-5 is not the end of the world for them. The problem for them is the sheer power on BVD side in terms of aim. I mean, if they choose to run you down on a bomb site, they've got all the aim in the world.
Yeah, Sonic and JT are the problems that they have to deal with right now. As well as, I mean, you can't actually count any of those Bravado players out of this.
Indeed, Sean Morell in chat, because I obviously pronounced his surname wrong, get triggered. Apparently red-haired people in Egypt were blessed by the god of war. So,
Sean Mural.
Sonic, blessed by the god of war. I'd say that's probably appropriate looking at his score at the moment. Staying with the god of girth, but we won't go down that particular path.
Yeah. You did though, Mike, and that's the problem.
I flirted with the beginnings of that path, and I feel bad for it. I feel poorly for having done that.
Flirt rhymes with.
Oh, down middle they go. Defrost pushes through his own smoke.
But he was completely unaware. He pushed through down through the smoke and not completely focused on second mid, and not even noticing that Elusive popped out through mid and got himself a free kill there. As they get onto the A bomb site now, and Sonic getting himself one, and JT following up with another one. So,
execution shot.
That neat little play there from Elusive, and the bomb goes down, and it's all up to Taylor now. And one feels that Taylor's just going to be, and most definitely is, facing off a 22-wheel Pantechnicon.
Wow. Okay. That's definitely something you don't want to say with some alcohol in your system, but well done for getting that up.
What am I? What am I?
You are a wordsmith, a master wordsmith, I concede.
Thank you.
I'm going to tap out of this one. 11-5, Bravado Gaming with a great lead, yeah. They get the pistol round, and emphatically so. Skeletons again got a lot of work to do to come into this one.
Bandit dropped down to 78. That Mac 10 is going to give him the money he needs.
Cha-ching.
He gets a headshot onto Panda, and that B bomb site completely open here. Detrony is not going to take long before he gets that message through, but Fady is making neat work of the rest of the SKA players as he picks himself up 3 kills there with that UMP. What rhymes with money, 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 money?
Fady.
Thank you. JT finishes it off. Bravado go 12. SKA climbing a mountain.
Jeez, and that blue machine, that mountain, it's looking ever more formidable. And I mean, again, TC did a great job in the first half, but JT yet to die.
Right now, I'm trying to pick out a solid player for SKA. I mean, it's always Turtles, Panda, Dweezil is playing really well, but you almost feel that they're missing the love from Escapood.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really powerful aimer. Also does really well as an AWP or secondary AWP option. But everybody stacked over towards those apps there for SKA, and B-bomb site pretty much for free. You think Sonic's going to farm up a few kills here, and he gets the second, he gets the third.
Oh
Sonic!
My word! Oh my... His hat!
Jeez.
Literally would chew in my hands and clap if that happened to my team. I'd be like, we're done here. Pink eye for everyone. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm done.
Jeez, Sonic 28 kills, 7 deaths. This man is taking over this game entirely.
I mean, as a team, 3 players, how do you even...
And the level of carry from Sonic sometimes for BVD is just crazy. And I guess that's also why when he's not playing to that level, it's a lot harder for them to win against teams like Energy.
You know, I am a Bravado fanboy. I played for them for a very long time. But the point is that I don't think as much as it's a carry, as much as you're just used to having a really good player on your team. If you think of any good football, cricket, rugby team, right? If you know that Brian Lara is opening for you, you're like, okay, cool, we'll only have to bat when we're at 200 for 1. You know, and it's not about the fact that when Sonic doesn't perform, Bravado doesn't perform. It's just you get so caught up in the fact he is brilliant at this game. He really is just that good. And if he played for any team, they would all have to deal with exactly the same thing. You have a Brian Lara, you have a Jonah Lomu, you have a David Beckham, God forbid. You know, you have this player in your team, and it's not, it's just like Robbie, Black Poison for Energy. It's all much of a muchness, and I don't take away anything from any of the players in those teams.
We'll get back to that in a moment. Action happening on the bomb site here. 3 alive for BVE, but geez, barely alive on life support. Sonic, 12 HP and still gets the headshot there. This could be possible for Bravado now that the bomb's down.
Well, Sonic with the ream cannon, that's always going to hurt.
Jeez, elbows deep there.
Exactly it. Dweezil just pushing up with his eyeballs inside of an AWP scope as he's completely unaware of where
Sonic
the Bravado players are. And Sonic gets himself another one with that 12 HP. So full health is not necessary for him as Dweezil is now all by himself, all on his lonesome, and they rotate around. They don't actually push out.
The fake flash.
The very slow flash. And he gets picked up. That was That was a comedy of errors.
You could see him looking at it going, what?
What was that?
He didn't turn. He wasn't taken by the fact that it was
No.
a flash. He was just like, what?
It was poetic.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Bravado turning on the style there, getting cheeky, and I love it. Sonic, 30 kills, 7 deaths. And I mean, you were talking about how he's that sort of star player for them, just like I mean, if we take the cricket from 10 years ago, sort of analogy of Brian Lara, he's just one of those guys you can always trust to bank the kills, to do the right thing. And oh, P&D there with a great kill on Detrony. And part of it is his mentality.
Oh, you bring it closer to home, and it's like taking Fallen out of SKA. As he might not be the fragger, he's still the foundations, the pillar of that team.
I mean, actually, probably the closest thing to Sonic on the international scene would be somebody like Cold Zero, just based on the fact that they're mid-round players, they stay alive, and oof,
oh my
Sonic
soul.
somehow stays alive. I said it, and it happened.
Well,
Jeez, how did he do that?
He's got 6 lives still, as you can see on the scoreboard. So, I mean, it's,
Oh my word.
it's literally going to take. And yeah, I mean, Bravado just turned on the fury here as SKA are starting to be on the receiving end of what one can only refer to as.
What's a bit of a hiding, right?
There we go. That's it. Thank you. I was lost for words.
Yeah, this
Lost for anything appropriate, anyway.
Oh! Crazy happenings in this game so far, and unfortunately a million miles away from the... Ooh, look at that. A little bit of BM. Gotta love it. Gets himself the gun. But talking about Sonic, I mean, his mentality as a player is also why he's so strong. His approach to practice, the way he goes about his business. I mean, there's an interview going up with him tomorrow morning at 8 on the channel. Definitely look out for it. I was amazed in talking to him at the way he models the game in his mind, the way he thinks about it. You can tell from what he says about the mental aspect of CSGO why he is as good as he is. 'Cause, I mean, a lot of players will talk about their aim or talk about skills on the server, things like that. Sonic talks about having a strong mentality for when you lose, for when things don't go your way, for when you're struggling in the game, about making sure that you do other things besides just aim practice, things like reacting under pressure, reacting to things that are outside of your immediate vision and your peripheral vision. He does all of those sorts of mental bits of practice, and that's something really unusual from South African players. I don't hear that sort of thing, and I think a lot of it's got to do with why he's so good.
Weasel getting caught off there, gets a quick kill onto Elusive though. Turtle catching off Fady. Nice play here coming in from SKA as they get themselves 2 quick kills, but Sonic, Detrony, and JT still alive. They're holding those bomb sites. The bomb's still kicked out in the T spawn. But back to Aaron. I mean, I've known him for a really long time. I mean, since he was like 16. And Panda getting himself another one. But he is just that kind of player. He is everything he does. Most people, will say he's like aloof in the way that he is with people. But everything that he does, he commits 150% to. I've been overseas with the guy in the middle of a tournament and he's studying for his exams. That's someone taking this, putting everything that they can into what they believe in as this professional game called CSGO. Detrony's rifle was actually caught out there by Defrost, so now it's just down to Sonic here, 1v3. More than capable, the spray down, and he gets himself one. I mean, just that spray. He knows to look into pit. Dweezil is there. Did he spot the army?
Oh, Sonic!
Dude, he's got 29 seconds, and it's just Taylor and Panda. He's going to go for the bomb plant here, and he's still got the health. He has no utilities to use, but if Sonic is going to get...
that was an opportunity.
But it's been missed now. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Didn't see that one, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I was about to say he now knows that Panda's in library, and and he came back. Maybe he wanted to get the quick tap off there, but just not enough as SKA get the defuse, and they start to put a bit of meat into this game for themselves.
Yeah, but a massive mountain to climb. I mean, Bravado on the map and match point. Of course, it is a best of one. So for BVD, they've got a lot of headroom. Yeah, they can lose a lot of rounds by being silly if they want to be.
Just quickly, Jared, these guys are actually not noobs. They're actually really good players, and it's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair to judge them and their gameplay up against a team like Bravado. They're a new team. They're busy building on their strats, and they're working on it. Panda getting himself 2 nice little kills there, and Sonic Elusive rather all the way down to 14. So, I mean, good work here. Panda with another quick one as Fady goes down. Sonic and Elusive left, and it's just unfair and unfortunate to actually judge them on this.
Early in their development, Sonic again in a 1v5. Last time he needed an ace. Jeez, he's just so good at picking the right angles to make the fights almost unfair for himself.
Well, that's exactly how you want it to be, don't you? I mean, Usain Bolt is seen as unfair. He's 6 foot and runs as fast as a steam train.
Exactly that. And Sonic's still being shot at from multiple angles.
Look at that.
How is he living?
That? Because he knows how to move. Oh, Panda!
Through the smoke.
Panda.
Predicts the shot perfectly.
What is smoke? What is
4K
smoke?
on Panda.
Gets himself a 4K, and now all of a sudden the SKA guy's coming alive.
Yeah, they're looking good. I mean, Panda is one of the senior players on this team. He was one of the star players, and XTC was there for quite some time. A good 18 months, I'd say. And I mean, unfortunately for that team, they never really achieved what their individual player skill could have potentially gotten them. So I think that's probably why those players in PND, Scaboot and Turtle decided to move on. And let's see how they do. In the meantime, BVD still had so much money, they're still able to buy. And Sonic being really aggressive here early on. He could find the kill on Defrost if he gets the angle right. Meanwhile, Turtle dropping JT.
Getting himself Fady as well. So, again, Bravado find themselves on the back foot here as 2 of their players have been extinguished. Turtles just retreating back to a more defensive position onto that A-bomb site. For now,
playing around the edge of the smoke here. Ooh, I almost thought he got that kill. And they do get the kill.
To the rescue. It took 2 of them and literally 497 health. They did get the player, and right now, SKA are in the driving seat.
Yes, Bravado just hitching at the last hurdle, yeah, repeatedly. I mean, they're on map and match point. But SKA doing good work to get back into this. It's all on Detrony now. Auto Director not playing ball at all for us there.
Auto Director was just broken.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's the hazards of casting online when we're not sitting with each other. So kind of have to leave it on Auto Director so we're all looking at the same thing.
Maybe we can organize when the finals, the ESEA finals happen, we can try and squeeze them into the Metal State studio there.
That'd be pretty sweet.
We can convince Steigers to observe for us, see what he says.
Indeed, that'd be sweet. Guys, let us know if you'd like us to get to the Metal State studios and do the ESEA playoffs. I think that could be pretty cool.
Yeah, Detrony getting himself the first one again. Auto Director again not playing ball. I think it's just broken as all hell. As we take a look here, and I think they need to put this one to bed. I don't think SKA will be scoffing at the 16-8. They worked hard for those 8 rounds. They weren't given to them cheaply.
Jeez, again shaking my head. 35-10 on Sonic. What? What? And I mean, look at how many rounds are still left in this game. To be on that kind of score, that's just mental. And JT with a mental shot in PND, and you almost feel Bravado Gaming should have the game now, considering the advantage that they have. And
yeah, you see this execute onto the B-bomb sites, and they're all for naught because both SKA players are actually on that B-bomb site, and Detrony might actually finish the game off before they get around to planting that bomb. And at this point, I lied.
Yeah, all on Defrost. He's on the wrong bomb site, and he knows Detrony is close by, so he's going to try and take the fight with Detrony here. He should win, it does, but they know exactly his position, and they're bearing down on him. He's under so much pressure here, and it's not going to be for anything. It's all for naught. It's Bravado taking the game, and geez, the performance from Sonic.
Do we do the energy game?
Yeah, you want to do another game?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, guys. We'll cast another game. Let's do that. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants on this one tonight, so definitely bring the next game. Let's see if we can find
let me have a bio break.
Indeed, I got to do that too. So, guys, we're going to just take a quick toilet break. We'll play a little bit of music, leave it on the server for a bit, and then we'll be joining the next game, which I think is Energy... Where is it? Actually, no, I don't think we'll do the Energy one. We'll do Big 5 Spartan. I think that'll be a nice close game, actually. So, changing my mind there. Big 5 against Spartan, which is the old OG team. That should be good.
Who's Energy playing?
It's actually Energy Finesse versus DC, and I think that'll be a little bit of a stomp. So
wasn't Energy versus SKA as well?
That is quite a bit later, I think.
8 p.m.
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah.
So do you want to do that one, rather?
Well, it's up to you. I think that could be quite good. We haven't passed an Energy game in a while. And I think we did just cast a Big Five game. I think it'd be nice to see some of the Energy boys, see how they're faring.
Okay, fair
Good
enough.
comparison considering we've just watched Bravado versus SKA. Might give us a little bit of insights as to which teams are on form and what's happening.
Yeah, actually,
But your call.
Energy SKA says it's 9 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock now, so...
I was reading your WhatsApp here. It said 8.
Okay, yeah. Things change all the time with the servers. Unfortunately, the players do change the schedule quite a bit, so that must have changed since this morning. So our options for right now, we've got XD Vexed, which I don't think will be that exciting. Yeah, so the 8 o'clock games really is Energy Finesse, Damage Control, Big 5 Spartan, and then we've got Revolution Omnius, which, slightly lower tier team. So, I don't know. I kind of vote Spartan Big 5. What do you guys think?
Cool. I'm happy with that.
Cool. Okay, cool. So we'll be back in a minute, guys. Play a little bit of music, and we'll chat soon. Biological break. Oh, actually no. The guys are saying Big 5 versus Spartan is rescheduled.
Yeah. Well, we can always. I've just messaged Black Poison to ask him what time his game is because he's just. It's 9 p.m. We can take a little break if you want for an hour and then cast that one.
Okay.
If the guys want to watch it.
That could be good. Do you guys want to see the Energy against Skeletons again at 9? Okay, seems like the guys are keen for that, so we will come back at 9 o'clock. So guys, we're going to sign off the stream for now. We'll take a break, and we'll come back at 9 o'clock for Energy against Skeletons again.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.